Alright. So, as I said before, South Park versus Michael, yet another ZVZ. And this time it's cross positions. I'm interested to see if South Park does a 9 pool again. That's something I do wonder about. After Zeke came back into the channel having lost, does he go and tell his, like, whisper to his team, yo, South Park 9 pooled me. You should probably look out for a 9 pool. The stats are definitely not just Gambit Cup. Stats are the same stats I used for ISL. So there's lots and lots of things in there. There's Defiler Tours and ISLs and Gambit Cups. Those are the biggest ones, but there are others too. Some of the smaller one-time events. Lots and lots and lots of things. It does not include UMS Micro Tours. I stopped just before UMS Micro Tours. But like everything else. As long as you're actually playing StarCraft, it's in there. Micro Tours are using the StarCraft interface, but it's not really StarCraft. So that doesn't count. I'm pretty sure where the line was drawn was there was that one tournament on only maps from 2001, and they were all really ridiculous maps. Like, that was the drawing line. That doesn't count because nobody played that tour like anywhere close to normally. But everything up to that was included. Alright, so Michael has out Michael has out his initial legs, and both players' hatcheries are finishing up rather soon here. Michael's obviously more delayed than South Park's, as South Park did go for the 12 hatch. Well, Michael's gonna get, South Park's gonna get a second build order win. Oh, lucky for him. Anyway, but he'll have to play from the other end of the spectrum. Really, he didn't play the 9 pool terribly aggressively in the first game. I mean, he sent out the first slings and got the cancel on the hatchery, and then just sat back and played a more of an economic lead. So that game was almost more of an economic advantage kind of game rather than a spawning pool advantage. All right. Well, Michael's going to get the scout off really late. With the 12 pool, it's not uncommon to see you try to attack the 12 hatch, just to try to get anything out. But that scout's going to be so late that I don't think we're going to see anything from Michael. And Michael's unfortunately building a sunken colony. He does not need that at all. Yeah, if he had just gone for extra lings instead, he wouldn't be behind and would have been fine. It's unfortunate that he has to use money on that, but we're gonna see if it's the right decision. He's gonna be able to get away with a few less lings than he otherwise would have. South Park did build a few more lings than normal, so maybe the sunken colony is in fact going to work out for Michael, because Michael is really skipping on the Zerglings as South Park comes in here, but the sunken colony does not do a whole lot of damage to lings. It's going to be enough though, with the reinforcements coming in from Michael at the last moment does turn it in his favor, and both players will lose almost all of their lings, but South Park had a lot more lings to lose in the first place. Well, that sunken colony is really going to be a nice thing for Michael. South Park burned a lot of money on lings there. Unfortunate for him. The Spire is almost done for South Park, done for Michael. And Michael does not have a whole lot of excess money, so he's not going to be able to make many Mutalisks. That surprises me a bit. I thought he was cutting Zerglings so that he could get out a lot of extra Mutalisks, but instead he can only get out 3 initially. Looks like South Park is going to go in for round 2. This time, just going to go for a drone snipe. Nice move there, trading 1 ling for 1 drone. Certainly worth it. And then just back off. I really like that. And man, I'm stuttering a lot. You can't even tell if South Park was going to go in there and wanted to go for a full-on attack, but then saw how many Lings Michael had and backed off, or if his plan all along was to just run in with the Lings, snipe a drone, and then immediately pull out. I assume it's the latter, but either way, good move. Now, Mutalisks are going to catch some Lings out in the middle here. I don't know why South Park's Mutalisks back off. It looked like he had an advantage. But now he's going to be able to do a lot of damage to the retreating Mutalisks. Oh, and the Scourge even get a hit. Now, South Park needs to micro. No, South Park's not going to micro. He's going to take more hits. And both players just not dodging the Scourge. But South Park's going to come out of it ahead in the meantime with more Mutalisks coming in. So Michael's only engaging with one Mutalisk. The injured Mutalisk comes in second, but immediately gets picked off. And Michael is chasing away 3 Mutalisks with only one of his own. I guess South Park really just didn't want to stick around in case Michael was making more Scourge, which indeed he is. But Michael's just bulking up a lot on Scourge. He just has such a low Mutalisk count that it's not a good position for him to be in. Oh, nice. South Park pulled those Mutalisks away because he saw the Scourge with the Lings. And that would have been rather unfortunate if 2 Park Mutalisks there were just hit sniped. So, I don't expect too much in this game beyond just loading up on lots and lots of Scourge and Mutalisks at this point, as that's really the only option for these players. Looks like Michael lost an Overlord though. I guess I got Scourged. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be a lot of Scourge for him to deal with. I mean, in the Zeki game, South Park was able to overcome larger Scourge numbers and did an okay job dodging once he was actually prepared for a reasonable number of Scourges and had his Mutalisks clumped up in big numbers. So we'll see if he can do it again. Michael does look like he has a couple more Scourge. Huh. And this was a hidden expansion. There was a drone coming down here. I thought it might have just been for kind of an odd scout, but no. No, we have hidden expos. It's a very interesting tact for Michael. He's down, and I guess that this is the risk he is going to take to try to get back into this game. Michael never been a player to shy away from risky decisions. And this certainly is a risky decision. If that hatchery finishes, which it almost certainly will at this point, but then is found by any of the random units that South Park has around the map, Michael might lose the game outright. We'll see. That third gas is going to be very beneficial in trying to get bigger Mutalisk numbers up. But Michael needs to survive this attack, and there is a whole mess of Scourge and Mutalisk and Zergling heading towards Michael right now. Michael does have the Overlord in position to see it. The Overlord will be spared, but the Scourge gets so many hits on South Park's Mutalisks. He did not micro them at all, and there was pretty decent splitting in there. So Michael's going to be able to overcome the deficit easily. And while the Sunken Colony does go down, that's absolutely fine because the rest of the Zerglings are going to be picked off, and that was a huge mistake from South Park. Oh man, getting hit by so many Scourge there. Michael completely turning the game around at this point. Now he has more supply and an extra hidden base that honestly, if Michael wants to assert some map control, South Park's not going to have an horribly easily timed punishing. Ooh, but that's a nice move from South Park, sneaking in with some speedlings after the Mutalisks leave, taking out some drones. That's what he needs right now. He really needs to do some economic damage, try to slow down Michael. I mean, this base certainly is not paying for itself yet, and it's just throwing money away. So compound that with some extra drone losses. No, very close. Well, never mind. He still does get lots of hits. I think they all hit, but one of them. Oh no, one of them did not do the Overlord. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just all hit. Wow. Man. So, Michael with an 11 supply lead. An 11 supply lead in ZVZ can oftentimes spell death if there's not a huge static defense advantage for South Park to overcome that. But the extractor's done, so the third gas will be mining. That last hatchery is going to be paying for itself, certainly with the amount of gas he can get out of it. And now Michael can really just start to pump lots and lots of Mutalisks. There's no way South Park's going to be able to handle it unless he can do lots of damage with this attack, but it's looking eerily similar to the last attack that went so horribly wrong. Michael, though, has no Scourge. So if South Park can land a lot of these hits, and he does land a lot of these hits, maybe he has a chance. It looks like he only evened up the Mutalisk numbers, though. He didn't get a huge advantage out of that, but more Scourge coming in, splitting them up to do a good amount of damage, and it's going to be close, but no, Scourge coming out from Michael, and that's going to be it. GG. South Park, I don't think, ever even scouted that last expansion, but Michael avoids the South Park all kill and gets on the board 1-2. And I do have the next game, so let's save that. Putting it in the folder. I do not know who the next player is. Sass certainly, excuse me, SJ certainly had a large lineup here, so it could be a whole bunch of people. But let's find out who SJ will be sending up next versus Michael. It's Flip. All right. Okay. So we have SJ's Flip, FLIP, and he is the yellow Zerg up at the top left versus Michael down at the bottom right. More ZVZ action. Oh man, there are too many Zergs. There are too many Zergs. Alright. So, yeah. Looks like we'll have to wait just a little bit for the builds to develop. Figure out what each player's doing. We've seen 9 pool versus 12 pool. We've seen 12 pool versus 12 hatch. Okay. Just throwing it out there. That's why I wasn't a fan of the maps. Because I understand, like, going with just all the Pro League maps, and that's what's fair, because it's just, it's a set list, and nobody's going to really complain about it. But when I saw that, I'm like, why are we picking 6 maps that were made to help Zerg? Because lots of these maps are really good for Zerg. Why can't we help out this Zerg imbalance by doing what the Koreans did, except for just tailoring to foreign Brood War and just making maps that are bad for Zerg and encourage people to not play Zerg or not to start Zergs as much? I think that's fair when half the league is Zerg, and you can totally get away with a team that is entirely Zerg and still be one of the best teams. I don't think that should be allowed. That shouldn't be possible, in my opinion. Anyway, so 12 hatch for both players and 12 hatch for both players. Oh, true mirror here. Alright. Alright. Well, pretty much the best build that both these players could be doing. 9 pool with what? Michael's gonna go +1? Michael's gonna go +1 Lings. Wow. Wow! Don't see that every day. Alright. Okay, so +1 Lings. You know what? This is a solid... I think this is a solid idea for this map. I mean, it's unfortunate that you're going to be spawning cross, so the Lings are just going to take so long to get there. But this choke is enormous, and there's no ramp. So getting Lings in is a real threat here. Now we can see Flip moving out with his Lings. Oh, man. That +1 is a very slow upgrade, though, so it's going to be quite a while before it actually kicks in for Michael, but once it does kick in, +1 Lings are so deadly in this matchup if you can actually get to that point. Alright. Okay. I remember I was writing in a thread where somebody asked how to do a +1 Ling build, and I totally, like, made up a build. Not that I play Zerg or anything, so I had no idea if it'd work or not, but I thought it seemed like a pretty good idea. And it looks like... It's pretty much this. I described this, except for making that other hatchery in base. Which is the only thing I thought. Just because if you put it in base, it's going to be safer, and you don't have to build as many spores. But on the other hand, if you build it in base, your opponent thinks something's up, and it's easier. It's going to be easier for your opponent to scout it out because you're not going to be blocking here. You're going to be blocking back here most likely. So I think that's why. At least I think that's why Michael went for this base and just not getting any minerals or gas. I think it's just a little bit of a fake out in case his opponent had the Overlord coming in to scout. But +1's getting pretty close now. And we can see Michael's Lings are moving out, avoiding this Overlord. No, he's not avoiding that Overlord. That Overlord can see. And the Lings are heading back now for Flip. But what he does not know is that there is a +1 that's about to finish, and he has no inkling of that. This Overlord certainly saw all the Lings. That last Overlord only saw a portion of them. So, ugh. Oh man, and Michael, he's actually jumping the gun a little bit here, not having his +1 finish. There we go. +1 is done, and his Lings are going to tear through Flip so easily. So easily. All the Lings are gone from Flip. He does have Mutalisks out, but there are enough Lings that the Mutalisks might not even matter in the long run, because these Lings can destroy stuff so fast. So many, there's still a good number of Lings in the natural, a lot of Lings in the natural, to go along with the few in the main, and all of the drones are almost certainly going to go down here. More Lings are spawning, and the Mutalisks, they can't keep up with this many +1 speedlings. ZVZ cheese! Oh, it's even more cheesy than any other ZVZ build. Good game. Michael takes set number 4. But that was a really short game. Game 5 just started. Why did I start the cast without 3 games? I started the cast without 3 games because it was either have like intermittent gaps now and kind of hope that the games finish, or have a very long gap in the beginning to the point where I'd essentially say everybody kind of just go away until 21 CET. I'll be back then. There was no good option. It's not ZVZ. I don't think it's spoiling to tell us who the other guy is, right? It's Jumper or Doty or who else was there? Was Terra there? I don't think Terra was there. So Jumper or Doty or that one guy that I can't remember the name of now. Alright. Alright, well, I guess now we have kind of an awkward pause, because if that game just started, then we're gonna be here for a little bit. Oh well. Such is the life of a foreign brood warcaster. Oh, there it is. Alright. Time to bust out my pro speedrunning minesweeper skills. He's getting me a show match? Between who? Potential more games? Possibly. Stay tuned. Because I mean, somebody said earlier I was supposed to cast an LRM show match, but it was just all Zergs. So not only does that not buy time, it really doesn't help the fact that we've had 3 VCVZs. But I guess theoretically we could have Jumper or Doty, whichever one is not playing right now, to just play. No, don't know. Alright, going back to this until I get more information about the show match. You can all see exactly how fast I am at this. All my elite skills. Oh, whoops. Alright, okay. I just kind of like go in circles and then like spiral my way out. That's my very imprecise strategy on this. I only play Minesweeper when casting now, which is not a good thing. I should just not be playing Minesweeper because I should be casting instead. Alright. Alright, good stuff. This is, got to an edge. Getting to edges makes me happy, because any 50-50 mix-ups that can happen. Oh. Okay. Okay, I was right. It was either Doty or Jumper. In that, it is Jumper. Join... Ute... hash L2... 1. Alright. Alright, so Cute versus Jumper. We got stuff to do. I'm just gonna kind of put these over here. Alright, so in the top right, we have Cute as the orange Zerg. Excuse me. Yep, Cute as the orange Zerg, representing. Ooh, do I have observer mode? Yes, I do. Ooh, I like it. Like it a lot. Alright, I have observer mode. So in the top right, we have Cute as the orange Zerg, and in the bottom left, we have. Jumper as the red Protoss. It occurs to me now that I totally forgot to turn off the VOD. So, VOD viewers are going to get a random show match. Yeah. Alright, so, PVZ is not Jumper's best matchup, but he's a pretty good player overall, so I'm not worried about that, even though he's better at some other ones. Cute, though. I have not casted Cute maybe ever. Cute does not play a whole lot. No, I can't remember a single game I've casted of Cute, so I'm kind of excited to see what he can do. He's been around for a while. He's not a new guy by any means. If memory serves me correctly, he was in ISL 1? Pretty sure he was in ISL 1. Alright. So, interesting. Jumper, Gateway first. Okay. Jumper's going Gateway first, which really leads you to two options. If you go Gateway first, it means either A, you're teching up faster. So you can get faster Stargate, or the faster Templar tech, or whatever you wanted, but you're getting it at a timing when the opponent's not expecting, so you can do extra damage. Or, the other thing that the Gateway first means is that your +1 Zealot attack becomes a lot stronger, because you've been making Zealots since a lot earlier. So when Zergs get an absolute perfect defense, in terms of it will buckle to anything stronger than 7 Zealots, but it is exactly what I need to stop 7 Zealots. Gateway first can really mess with that. And it looks like this first Zealot from Jumper's just going to be surrounded and killed. No, not quite yet. It does manage to make its way into the main. There's already a probe getting a scout off, so that's not... doesn't really get anything out of that, but let's see if it can snipe any of these drones. Looks like it's just going to go around the back, try to get into a good position to hold off these lings, and even using the probe to help out a little bit there. Kind of funny, the probe can actually shoot through the Zealot and hit lings on the other side. And we have the Nexus and the Forge down. Nexus before Forge. Gateway Nexus Forge, a little bit of an odd build order. But, I don't see anything wrong with it. At least, Cute's playing it really close to the chest, just trying to hold off Zealots, and kind of just allowing Jumper to bring in more and more. There are now 2 Zealots in the natural, with 1 more coming across the map. And 2 Zealots are enough to take on that number of lings. Cute's gonna need some more. Man, this is actually starting to get really dangerous for Cute. Because the Zealot numbers are climbing, and he's only now going to get his first Zealot kill? And not even quite yet? And it's certainly going down. Okay. But still, the point is, okay. He's gotten 2 Zealot kills. There's still 2 left. There's 1 more coming across. Could be another on the way. No. It looks like Jumper's gonna back off for now. Sending the Zealot he had out on the map back, and having these 2 staying in this gap here, just trying to rack up some drone kills or Zergling kills. Alright. Well, Zealots are gone. Cute has thrown down his 3rd hatchery. Alright. Well, clearly at the rate that Jumper's been throwing away Zealots, he's not going for a really strong +1 attack. And instead is just getting slightly faster Stargate. And obviously, by going Gateway first, he was allowed to get all those initial Zealots, which he wouldn't have been able to otherwise. And really, if your opponent can't punish Gateway first at all, it's worth it. It's not even a build where you need to do a whole lot of damage. So, working out well for Jumper so far. 4 Zealots back at the base. Yep, 4 Zealots. There isn't one hiding behind a building or anything. And the first Corsair is on the way, along with the Citadel. Alright. As you can see, Cute did go Hydralisk Den first and is now getting speed. So we are going to be getting pretty aggressive with Hydralisks, but exactly how aggressive is yet to be seen, as we do have 5 hatcheries down. So if he wants to play it not terribly all in, he completely can. At this point, it's not required of him, and I really like this kind of Zerg style. When you go, assuming that he does what I'm describing, when you go Hydros Den first and really delay the Spire for a long time, but don't just use it for a Hydralisk all-in. To play it kind of economically, but with a huge Hydralisk force out on the field. I think that that's really strong, and something that a lot of players don't do. Because going Spire is also really strong. So, kind of no reason to experiment with new stuff. But for those who do experiment with the new stuff, I think it can be really beneficial. Anyway, whoops. The Templar Archives is just finishing up. No speed, which is interesting. He's getting +1 air and a Templar Archives before getting the speed upgrade. And is it going to be for Dark Templars? Don't see anything building out of his buildings quite yet. No. We're just seeing him not use his tech. It's not as if he got a ridiculously fast +1 and wanted to get +2. Man, now I really want to know what he's going to do with the Temple Archives, because he's not doing anything with it. First Hydra's coming out. Storm would be really nice to help you hold off the Hydralisks. I mean, you teched up to Templar Archives so fast. There we go. Storm finally started, and now getting some High Templar. So they're going to be just a little bit late, but they will be eventually coming out. And alright, 1 Dark Templar. That 1 Dark Templar is going to be very effective here, as there is not an Overlord. Oh, there come the Overlords. An Overlord speed is done. So, Dark Templar does manage to get some kills before it goes down, but not as effective as I was initially thinking it was going to be. And now the Hydralisks. Oh, the Hydralisks. Even if he had started Storm immediately, it wouldn't have been enough. No Jumper. GG. Maybe if he had started Storm immediately, he could have had Storm out in time to try to hold that off. With 3 High Templar, it would have been quite nice. Although he might not have had enough money for 3 High Templar afterwards. But we have game 5, and that's what really matters. Saving that game. Trying to get these back down. Whoops. Boom. Change that back to normal. Alright. I did not put it in the folder yet. Game number 5 of SAS versus SJ. Michael will be continuing on, as he is currently King of the Hill. That really doesn't work for Winners League format, but he is continuing on, and SJ is going to have to find somebody who can stop him, and it looks like it is going to be Doty. All right. Whoa. XSplit encountered a problem. Am I still streaming? Uh-oh. The XSplit broadcaster has stopped working. But it's working. I'm just going to ignore that message and hope it goes away. Yeah. That's kind of weird. I don't even know if I can hit intro videos anymore. I'm not gonna hit any intro videos anymore. It's just not going to happen. So, Michael overpulled. That's scary. It's like, it's actually making me nervous. It's just like looming at me and telling me your program failed. It's gonna die. I don't want it to die. Too many things have died this week. Yeah. I feel like I'm casting with a very large dumbbell over my head, and it is held up by a disturbingly thin string, and it's just looming there. I'm kind of like flinching in my seat right now, hoping that it continues, and it seems to be continuing because it isn't getting any worse. But that thread is just so small. I don't know how long I can trust it. In other news, Dodie is gonna make like a really decent wall. He's gonna put like a gateway here, and then that's like pretty solid. I mean, the cannon's kind of awkwardly far back, but really, in terms of tightness, it doesn't get much better. Yay, Dodie can wall. So, firstlings are out for Michael. Shouldn't be able to do any damage at all with the first cannon up. I really don't think a run-by is a terribly valid option in this situation. Not enough lings to be doing that. So, Michael will just have to continue on with whatever he was going to do. We'll be trying to pursue the probe. I haven't been calling out map names this entire time, but this map is Circuit Breakers, which is the map that, the two-player map from Pro League, most notably known for the map that Bisu beat Flash on. I think that's probably the most famous game on here. Two mains are very close together, and there's just a lot of odd paths around the map. And a ridiculous number of destructible structures. But there's a lot of them around that make even more paths. So, it's very nebulous in terms of expansion paths. You can really go in any direction you want, and none of it is necessarily wrong. Well, Michael has his Hydralisk den down. He's getting speed, and there are some Hydralisks on the way. Right? Where are the Hydralisks? Huh. He hasn't started any Hydralisks yet. Interesting. By not building Hydralisks from either this base or this base, it means that the only way Dodie will know that the cheese is incoming is if he actually manages to get the scout all the way into the main. But Michael's been good about keeping his lings here and preventing it. As you can see, that probe has just been dancing around this entire game, has not been able to find a way into the base, although it's getting kind of close now. Only 7 health left, trying to recharge some shields. Are these Hydralisks? Those are Hydralisks, and oh, very unfortunate that drone that the probe does not see the Hydralisk spawn, but these Zealots will certainly see the Hydralisk pop out now, and Dodie knows that he is in a bit of trouble seeing Hydralisks that quickly. He needs cannons. That's not a cannon. Why are you not building cannons? That's one cannon? You more than one cannon? Okay, 2 cannons. It's a start, I guess. Oh no. Excuse me. I think that jumper cute game is going to be a pretty good precursor to what's about to happen here. Oh. Oh man, he's mining out the back. He is mining out. Oh! Oh, that's so sick! Michael mined a mineral here, brought the drone back, built an extractor, canceled it, so that he lost the mineral so that this drone could go back to mining. Oh man, those fancy cheesing skills! Michael elevating his cheese to new heights, and Doty's gonna lose. Oh man, he does have a good number of zealots. And if the Hydros get a little bit too close to the cannons, they're not quite in big enough numbers to overwhelm them if they get accidentally dragged in. So Michael does need to be careful here. The game is not over, but man, oh, probe drills on the Hydralisks. Only catch a couple of them in terms of glitching them out. And actually, that's going to put the Zealots on the complete opposite side. It's going to give the Hydros a good chance to focus down a lot of these drones. And Michael wants to, and yeah, he can get a couple of them here. Not doing a whole lot of micro, though, in terms of backing up, which might have been a little bit better of an option. More Hydros coming in, though, and that's really the issue, that even if this can be held off, it's not something that's going to go away anytime soon. Trying to micro, does manage to get the Zealot down. And where are more Hydralisks? There are more Hydralisks, getting a little bit glitched out there, but they are incoming. Did buy himself enough time to get these cannons up, though. That's certainly going to help. And, Overlord in a little bit of trouble here. But should be able to make its way back to the Hydralisks. It's necessary for this Overlord to be this far in case Doty had gone DTs, but there are no DTs out on the field yet. The probes are coming in once again, but the Hydralisks are getting really close to the cannon. It's going to allow the probes to get a lot of shots off here, but the cannon does go down, and a lot of the probes lost on the retreat. The Hydralisks can step forward and take out that cannon pretty easily, and they will. Cannon goes down. The probe should be no problem either, but there's a new round of Zealots. 4 Zealots, 3 Zealots now. Doty attacking his own Nexus. That is not what he needs to do right now. The pylon goes down. Oh, he's going to lose that Nexus. He's going to wait for, like, one more Zealot to come out, if he even has enough time for that. Yeah, he's going to wait for one more Zealot to come out, then go. Trying last-ditch effort to save this Nexus. If this does not work, he will not be able to save it. But more Hydralisk reinforcements coming in. Zealots are going down, but the probe escort doing a good amount of damage. It's not going to quite be enough, but he's still buying himself time. Trying to throw down more cannons. But all the Zealots are dead, and the Hydralisks are stepping forward once again. They're going to be able to really easily focus down that cannon, and then the Nexus, it's so low on health, is going to go down rather quickly again. Oh, so many Hydralisks now attacking the front with no Zealots to chase them out. That's going to be easy pickings, and Doty has to deal with this on 2 sides now. Oh, those cannons. Those cannons. Oh, GG lol. GG lol, Michael is one win away from getting the all kill. And I have game 6. Oops, didn't put it in the folder. My bad. So, game number 6. Michael may very well get an all kill here. I think Jumper's up now. I think that's SJ's best hope at this point. But this is going to be a hard match for Jumper, assuming that it is him. In the top position, we have Sass Michael. And in the left position, not Jumper. Who is this? Terror! Terror did show up. Alright. SJ Terror. So, interesting choice from SJ, just not going to use Jumper. He certainly is a strong player, but he showed up a little bit late. Maybe they would have used him over Busy? Possibly. Still, I can respect this decision. I can respect this decision just because Michael's really good ZVP. And Jumper would have a lot of trouble. With the Terran player, maybe we got a better shot. Alright. I don't know what somebody wants me to check. No idea what somebody wants me to check. But that's fine. Anyway, can figure it out. So, Michael, is he going for the 12 hatch? It's looking like it. Yep, Michael with the 12 hatch. And Terror has gone 1 racks. No, not 1 rack CC. He still may go 1 rack CC. Alright. Well, while we wait for his build to be discovered, Terror is a player who is a very aggressive player and known a lot for his vulture usage. He really gets vultures out on the map a lot. And he lays down a lot more mines than some other foreigner Terrans do. Doesn't always lay all of his mines, but it's not because he's being lazy about it. It's just because he has so many vultures that it's even hard for pro-level players to lay down that many mines. But still, just overwhelming vulture aggression and lots of vulture harass. But we're not going to see that this game. Or at least not initially. Instead, we have bunker rushes. Alright. Alright, we got bunker rushes. Doesn't quite have enough money for it yet, but he revealed that he has a lot of drones. I don't know why, or a lot of SCVs. I don't know why he didn't wait a little bit longer to come in, but it doesn't matter. Michael's gonna cancel the hatchery. Wow, Michael's just gonna cancel the hatchery. I guess he saw with the Overlord that this was coming, so it doesn't matter that the SCVs were revealed. But that one Sun colony is in fact not going to go down. He loses all of his Marines but one. Now a couple reinforcement Marines coming in. But it looks like he's just going to sit at the top of the ramp of the bunker. All the SCVs are going home. Most of the SCVs are going home, bringing a couple of them back. You know what? I like this a lot from Terror. I like this a lot from Terror. The longer he can keep Michael from getting an expansion, he's going to have a huge, huge advantage. And he didn't cut horrible amounts of his economy. Actually going to force Michael to go 1 hatch lair. We'll see what kind of transition Michael has out of that. Man, this is not looking good for Michael. Like he's not building links. Excuse me. He actually doesn't have any supply room to build links. And instead he's just gonna build drones. Looks like going to try to glitch some drones out the side. This is in fact Outlier, so that's an option. Although the drones aren't stacked up for whatever reason, so that's not going to work. And now the drone has mined minerals, which makes doing this glitch a lot harder. Oh, Michael. Oh. Michael walking his drones back in shame. He couldn't figure out how to do it. Sending 2 new drones. I don't know why that other drone wasn't allowed home, but I guess Michael's like, nope, you have failed your kind. You need to be sent back. Clearly that one drone was just defective, because Michael gets it on his first try with the second set. Oh, man. And he can take a hidden expansion out here. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. We'll see how long it takes for Terra to realize that that's going on. Alright. Oh, the Spire's going down for Michael. It looks like it's going to be one hatch Mutalisk. The only thing I'm really surprised by is the fact that Terror's not expanding. Terror is a little bit afraid of Michael right now because he doesn't have a huge scout here and he doesn't know how many lings are out. So I can understand being fearful of throwing down the expansion and then having this front busted and not being able to do anything about it when the lings come back and kill off everything he has. But he's not extending the economic advantage terribly far. He's just not taking that expo. Looks like Michael is upgrading the +1 attack. So Michael's just going to go all in with the +1 Mutalisks. Try to get some good things to happen. You know what? Might work. We will have to see. Looks like the minerals actually got mined out here. So there's another drone that can come over here, throw down the extractor, presumably, and get ready to get that second gas going so they can pump up a reasonable amount of Mutalisks. But the first 3 Mutalisks are on the way. Kind of an odd decision to just get 3. Can't do a whole lot of damage with Mutalisks in that small of numbers, but if you can find spots where there are no Marines and the turret's not done, I guess you can get a little something. Meanwhile, Terror on the other side is going to go for it. He does have stim, does have some medics, but going down a ramp into Sunkens, I don't like that decision. I don't even know if he dropped a scan to see like what he was about to charge into, but Michael doesn't look so bad all of a sudden. Michael looks like he has a reasonable shot now. He's gonna take out the lone turret that was covering the Raxes, and there's just no Marines here. There's like, that is the only Marine out right now, and these Mutalisks are gonna be able to really just pick stuff off all day long. Quite worrying for Terror here, as it looks like Michael may be able to secure the all kill. Going in, taking out the SCV, building that turret with only 1 turret up. It's basically ignorable from Michael's perspective. And the +1 should be finishing very soon here. First +1 lings in ZVZ, now +1 Mutalisks in ZVT. It looks like, oh man, that turret does in fact go down. The Marines are being picked off as soon as they spawn, and with only 1 Marine at a time, they can't do a whole lot of damage. But there are not that many Mutalisks, and that's what's really slowing down Michael here. He's having to do so much with so little, but he's not losing them. They're just getting a great number of kills here. As the SCVs are trying to build these buildings, get more barracks out, get more turrets out, trying to hold off the Mutalisks, but it's not working out. Oh wow, it's really not working out. I was wondering why Michael wasn't reinforcing, and it looks like he was just waiting for a much larger patch to come in. And now all the initial Mutalisks are dead, but 5 new ones have taken their place, and it looks like Michael's finally just going for economic kills. A very smart decision at this point. Oh, he can do so much damage. He can do so much damage, and Terror can't stop it. He doesn't have the Marine count, too. He doesn't even have another base to transfer the SCVs away to. Yeah, Michael's won. It's now 21 supply, 19 supply versus 39. And the supply is not getting bigger for Terror. It is just constantly going down. 18, 17. It looks like +1 is almost done for Terror, but with no Marines, +1 isn't going to help him a whole lot. Michael is flying his Mutalisks over a lot of turret fire and a lot of Marine fire, though. So some of these will die. The +1 finally finishing up. Looks like he can target this barracks down pretty easily, but there's just no SCVs. I mean, the only thing that's really saving Terra at this point, and the reason he's still in the game, is because he has the bunker at the front, so Michael can't use Lings. If Michael could use Lings, the game would be over. But it's going to drag out a little bit longer because the Mutalisks are forced to deal with turrets. Well, yeah. Managing to do some good damage to that turret. Out on the side there. Man, these Marines doing absolutely nothing. There we go, GG. Terra goes down, and Michael all kills SJ. Wow. Well, I think that's it for my cast. I don't think LRM Eagle got anywhere. I think today's going to be just a really short cast. I can stall a little bit in case something comes up, but I'm pretty sure I'm done. Thank you all for watching. As I said, it was a short cast, plagued with issues, but it would not be a Ford and Brood War cast if it was not plagued with issues. Next week will be better, because it'll all be from reps, and I won't have to deal with live shit. We're going back to the normal time of 21 CET. Today's was a 1 week only thing. And coming from reps, it's going to be a lot easier from my end. Hopefully it'll be better viewing from your perspective. But, we get to see the rest of the teams start off their runs. I actually would like to check what the matchups are. I do not know off of the top of my head. Nope, I can't find it. Okay, you can look up the matches in the Gambit Cup thread if you are curious, but it really doesn't matter, because any way you stack up the teams, there will be a good matchup somewhere in it. Hopefully Elegant will be casting with me too. He's going to be able to cast with me some of the time. He wasn't going to be able to do it this week, but we'll see about next week. Once again, thank you all for watching. I think I'm going to deal with the error message and watch my XSplit immediately crash. Bye, everyone.